What's up, everybody? It's Saucy Rossy, the Canadian king of backyard barbecue, and today I'm making some Dijon Maple Chipotle ribs. This is going to be absolutely delicious. I hope you stay for the whole ride. This recipe is absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to share it with you. So make sure you're like and subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and let's go along into this delicious recipe. So we're going to start off with our rack of ribs. I sourced these from a local butcher, Vessel Meats, and they make absolutely delicious products. I love getting my ribs from there. They're already trimmed up, cleaned up, nice St. Louis style cut. And heck yeah, like this just takes a bunch of the work out for me. Really enjoy these farm fresh ribs. Next, I got this Dijon Maple dry rub. It's from the Chartered Chefs. They're local to Atlantic Canada. Strongly suggest you try them out. As well as this Wabanaki maple. It's Chipotle Infused maple syrup. I got it over the holidays from a family member, and I cannot wait to give it a try. It looks, smells, and tastes delicious. I think it's going to be an absolutely game-changing win on these ribs. So let's go ahead and try this out and see what happens. So we'll start by just grabbing this little baggie with the Dijon maple in there. Kind of reminds me of my high school days. Anyway, this we're going to make sure we fully coat all over the ribs. Now, it's a dry rub. Remember, guys, we want to make sure we get all sides, top, bottom, and even the sides of the ribs. So make sure you sparingly push this all over every spot. Get every crack, crevice, cranny, everything. And make sure you're putting your hand to the side, making sure all that extra little dustiness that's flying off gets back onto those ribs. That's real important here. Now, I know it's called a dry rub, but you don't rub it, you pat it in. That's also super important. So be careful, be cautious, and make sure you get it on there good. Now, most people also use either like a mustard or Worcestershire binder, hot sauce binder, anything like that. Personally, I don't. I don't think it matters as long as you get the dry rub on there properly. It's going to cook properly. So if you're someone that wants to use that binder, go right ahead. There's no issue at all. So we've got this Dijon maple seasoning fully covered on these ribs now. So we're going to go ahead and get the offset smoker rolling. I'm smoking these today, starting off at 225, and we're going to smoke them for about 3.5 to 4 hours. Just rolling on smoke and spritzing them with apple cider vinegar or apple juice or orange juice or water or a combination of any of that is fine. But today I'm using apple cider vinegar. Just straight apple cider vinegar as well. I find that's a really good solution for ribs, but any of those would work perfectly fine. So now that we've got the ribs sitting on there for 3 to 4 hours, we're going to go get ready to wrap them. You can see my sticks of butter down there on that tin foil, and then I'm pouring that Wabanaki infused maple syrup all over that butter, pulling the ribs off and setting them upside down in the tin foil. Then we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Now, I'm wrapping these with 3 layers of tin foil. That's super important to remember. You want to make sure they're really good and wrapped. You want all that moisture, that maple syrup, that butter to all just remain in there. So after an hour of sitting in the tin foil, we're going to go back to the offset smoker. So we're now at 5 hours into the cook roughly, and we're going to pull the tin foil off of the smoker. Now be careful, it will be hot. I'm just a big boy and I've gotten used to those high temperatures, but do be careful here. You can burn your hands, okay? You can see all that steam coming out. And what we're going to do is we're going to just take our rack of ribs and throw it right back onto the offset smoker. Now you can actually see how it's bending here while I pick it up. You got to be super careful at this point. The ribs have become quite tender. Thankfully, mine are still holding together quite well. But, depending on what store-bought ribs you buy, they can kind of fall apart at this point. As well, you can see me here taking that maple syrup butter solution and kind of like dropping it onto the ribs afterwards. That's going to be a great addition, making sure all that flavor gets in there. Now I'm really excited about this Wabanaki Chipotle Infused Maple, so I also went back in there for one last little drizzle while it's still cooking. And this is just a light drizzling, nothing too intense. If you wanted to, you could use a little brush to fully coat, the ribs all over. But I find this nice little drizzle works because the maple syrup, it is thin, it does run. So as it continues to cook in my offset smoker, it kind of spreads out on itself. That's what I find. So no issue there at all. And these are looking incredible at this point. Look at this red hue. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? That Dijon maple dry rub is sitting on there looking fantastic. That butter maple syrup combination has started to tack on, looking sticky, icky, and ooey gooey. I cannot wait. So let's let these cook to the 6-hour mark. And here we go, guys. We've reached it. That 6-hour mark. These look absolutely incredible. I can't believe how tasty these look. My mouth is watering here trying to do this voiceover. My goodness, yeah, that looks just insane. I can't wait to dig into these. These were just a 10 out of 10. I'm telling you, this is one of those delicious recipes that I can't suggest enough. If you get a chance to eat this kind of food, do it. Trust me. So we've reached that 6-hour mark. We're pulling the ribs off of the offset smoker. We're going to go ahead and give it one last quick drizzle of that Chipotle maple because I'm not going to lie, I can't get enough of it. It's absolutely delicious. It's sweet, but it's got heat. Oh, it's just a 10 out of 10. I can't get enough. Pretty stoked my family went out of their way to get me these ingredients for the holidays. That was a super cool thing to do. So now that these have cooked for 6 hours, we're going to go ahead and let them rest. Not for anything insane, probably 5, 10, 15 minutes. And then we'll cut into them and we're going to check out that gorgeous smoke ring. I'm pretty stoked. It's just absolutely so cool how versatile ribs can be. You can put so many different flavor profiles on them and they come out absolutely delicious. Just look at this cook. You can see that wonderful little smoke ring on there. That maple syrup butter combination is tacked on perfectly. The dry rub is still on there as well. These look absolutely delicious. I can't wait to dig into these. Every single bite's going to be amazing. So thanks again for watching. Thanks again for joining my community. And if you haven't, make sure you smash that subscribe button and that like button. Totally worth it. Take care, stay safe, and have a wonderful day, everyone.